saaksega lindu vaatab. Ja, aga kuidagi nagu ranna või mingi asja saab taha. Sellel aastal me püüame anda ka uue hinnangu, et 2010 soojenemine on mõjunud. Pesitsus edukus on hästi.
Mis on peamine põhjus väikeluikede arvu kahanemisel?
What is the main reason of a decline of the Buick swan population?
There are a few different reasons for the decline, and that's the main problem, is that there isn't one single cause. So the purpose of this expedition is to bring people together, researchers, conservationists, farmers from all across the flyway, to try and bring their heads together and figure out what are the main causes, and to try and inspire a lot of people to help us save them.
Have you already discovered something during these expeditions that you thought that was something else affecting more Buick swans, but in real nature it's a bit different?
Sorry, so again, so is there anything that we found that's different to what we thought beforehand?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so one thing we found that was a bit different is that, for example, up on the north in the tundra, a very high percentage of people admitted that they would shoot swans this year. In fact, 73% admitted that they are likely to shoot a swan. We have found, though, that there's very different reasons for that. Some of them are very practical. Some don't believe there's a problem, that the birds are declining. They just think they're protected because they're in fairy stories. So in speaking to us and showing them how we gather data all along the flyway, they were interested enough to want to be more involved with the conservation in the future. So that has been really interesting. We've also seen on migration Buick swans flying in formation with geese, who are a legal quarry. So that might mean that some hunters are accidentally shooting birds because they're flying in a big flock of loud geese and accidentally shooting swans in there, not noticing that they're involved in the flock.
What do you think, what are the things what we can change in Europe? If we take out Russia, what are the main threats here across the Western Europe?
Okay. Well, we know. So some of the threats, power lines are definitely a major threat to birds. We lost one of our GPS tagged birds last year in Germany near the border with Holland. So power lines is a problem. So we'd like across countries people to share technology around different forms of diverters. Another major problem is lead poisoning. Buick swans, like many other water birds, eat grit to try and help with digestion, and the use of lead shot within shooting is a problem because birds eat the small pieces of lead shot, it gets ground in their gizzard and they get lead poisoning from it. Denmark so far is the only country along the flyway that's banned the use of lead shot. They did it 20 years ago and it's working really well. The Danish hunters would like hunters everywhere to stop using lead shot. So that is another problem. Disturbance and just loss of wetland habitat is another big problem. And the fact that apart from Estonia, no other country along the flyway has a proper Buick swan action plan in place. So we'd like Estonia to be the inspiration for every other country to do the same. And illegal hunting isn't just a problem in Russia. We know that it's a problem in other places, particularly with hunting tourists coming from all over the world to places along Europe. Swans are seen by some as a big white trophy bird, so that's another thing that we need to try and tackle.
So some technical questions. How long is the whole journey and how big is your crew?
So we calculated the journey based on having to do what the swans do, which is fly between the main wetland sites, but also do a few detours to try and find other areas. So approximately 7,000 kilometres is what I will have done if I make it all the way to the UK. What was the second bit of the question?
How big is your crew?
How big is the crew? Okay, so the crew that are just travelling with me are about 12 people at the moment. But in every country we have paramotorists who are helping with logistics. We've got conservation partners who are helping. And throughout the whole flyway, wherever we land, people are offering to help. So if you add everybody together, it's probably a crew of thousands that are making this possible. The exact timing of an expedition like this is very, very difficult. It's like trying to predict when the swans will arrive at any particular place. But obviously we have more limitations than the swans, and I've had injuries. But we're hoping to finish by end of November, early December. And we have got a few secret weapons. For example, when the winds are now really, really strong. So if I need to catch up with the birds, I have a third aircraft, which is a microlight, which can fly really fast and catch up with them. So we're still hoping for late November, early December to make it back to the UK. So changeable. Every year it's very different. Possible from Naine all the way to Archangel, so there's no roads. The prevailing winds were supposed to be in the wrong direction, and they were for the previous 5 years. More challenging. The area of Russia we plan to fly through for up to land a paragliding. My legs are really strong, and then but the nice thing we can do now is, for example, yes.
Ekspeditsioon, kes jälgib väikeluikede eluolu. Mis on nende eesmärk?
No selle aktsiooni eesmärk on tõmmata tähelepanu väikeluikede halvale käekäigule. Et kui kühnopluiki tuleb meil igal aastal aina juurde, siis väikeluiki on 20 aastaga vähemaks jäänud umbes poole võrra. Nii et arvatakse, et neid linde on alla 18 000 veel üldse maailmas alles. Ja enamik nendest rändab siit samast Eestist läbi ja selle paraplaaniga lendamise läbi siis püütakse välja selgitada, et mis need ohud on, mis seda väikeluike varitsevad ja ühtlasi siis natukene ka inimesi panna mõtlema, et meie kõrval on üks lind, kes vajab meie abi.